YouTube, what's going on, man? We back with another video. It's 2024. Happy New Year to y'all. It's New Year. We're gonna try out some new things for at least for a little bit while I'm back home in Pawtucket before I go back to school. A couple more weeks left before we head back to start spring semester. But you know, I wanted to try a little more like sit down videos, a little more just talking to y'all, and you know, because there's not a lot of vlog while I'm back home. I am gonna have a day in the life. Winter break edition coming out soon. I gotta get that recorded and all that. So yeah, I'm gonna try and be more consistent, so there should be at least 1 or 2 videos going up every week. So, but today's video, we are talking about the 5 things I've learned from playing Division I college football. As you know, or you might know and you're new to the channel, my name is DePina-Gray. I'm a defensive back here at the University of Rhode Island, and I learned a lot these past 2 years. I'm currently a sophomore. Just finished my 2nd season a couple months ago, and I have a lot of insight and perspective now compared to when I first was going to college. I would like to share with y'all, whether y'all in high school starting to go through the recruiting process, or you are just getting to college and you probably played your first season, or whether you're in your 3rd or 4th season. Just some tips that I seem to better from throughout these past 2 years. So without further ado, let's get into it. Tip number 1, and this goes for all my young guns out there, a lot of freshmen, or if you aren't seeing the field as much as you want to, the playbook. That's my number 1 tip. Learn the playbook. The playbook is the most integral part of any college football system. If you know the playbook inside and out, you're going to gain a lot of trust from your coaches and the coaching staff. I think what people shy away from is that when you're coming into college, a lot of people rely on talent, but they don't know how much of, like, the game is not just physical, it's mental and physical. Like, obviously you got to be physical enough and have the attributes to actually execute the defense. But that mental side, if you are like one of the smartest players on the field, knowing exactly what gaps and issues there's going to be in your defense, it's going to make you react so much quicker to whatever the offense or the defense is doing and putting you in the best spot possible to succeed. You'll be able to just basically read them like a book. Like, you'll find tendencies so much quicker if you learn the playbook. And also, for if you're looking to try and step onto the field on offense or defense, knowing that playbook and showing your coach that you know the playbook and you know how to execute and you know how to operate, they start to trust you a little more and start to provide a little more opportunity. And the opportunity goes a long way. You could take the opportunity and run with it. Like, everyone only gets a limited amount of opportunities in life in general, and if you're prepared to execute when your opportunity is given to you and you work for that opportunity, the sky's the limit, and you're gonna be able to unlock so many more things that you're able to do in football and life if you just learn that playbook. Like, I'm speaking from experience. Learning that playbook just catapulted me forward than if I just didn't really want to learn the playbook. I just wanted to enjoy my redshirt year and not really have to worry about football, worry about playing. I wanted to play. And that desire to play caused me to learn that playbook as quickly as possible. And some things I still brush up on, but having the key understanding of the core foundations of your playbook, it goes a long way. I'm telling y'all, it goes a long way. Speaking from experience. Tip number 2 is that the game of football is more mental than physical. Obviously, you gotta have, like I said earlier, like, you gotta be athletic to play football. Duh. It makes sense. You got to, but if you're going into college and you're going into playing college football or any athletics in college, you're there for a reason. You check the boxes physically. Like, you have so much potential physically that with enough training you can get to that. But the mental side of football is, like, I think a lot of people downplay or like really like overlook how much mental it is, like how much film you have to watch, how much effort you have to put into learning new things, and how much you need to put into studying your opponents and understanding your flaws, understanding your opponent's flaws, and figuring out ways to either hide your flaws, strengthen your flaws, or make it so that your flaws are not able to be attacked by your opponent, or ways that you can attack your opponent and exploit your opponent to give you the best chance of winning possible. And very, very draining. It is very draining. There's a lot of, and I'm not even talking about like on the field, there's a lot of stuff off the field mentally in college. It's just, there's a lot of thrown at you. It's a lot different from high school. Obviously people say that all the time, but it's really a lot different. And there's good things about it and there's bad things about it being different from high school. Like, you're gonna get to college and you're gonna go through your first semester and you're gonna be like, there's gonna be good things about it, like, wow, this is great about college. And there's gonna be some things like, you know, sometimes you would wish you were back in high school. I'm telling you, bro, college is like the most insightful, most like character building like phase anyone goes through, like from 18 to 22. Like those years, and if you're in college, those years are like, you have some memorable experiences through those years, and it really builds your identity, it builds character. And mentally, like, sometimes like it's very draining, it's very frustrating. Sometimes you might not be where you want to be. I speak from experience. I wasn't where I wanted to be a year ago. It's all about just having that ability to keep moving forward. There's gonna be frustrations, and I encourage you, if you're struggling mentally and like you keep getting frustrated, or you're mentally not doing well because of everything that's going on around you, and like you're not getting the opportunities you want, and you feel like you're working hard enough, I'm telling you, it's good to talk about these things. Find someone that you can trust and you can confide in, that you can get those things off your chest. Because if you let those things build, it's gonna just take you down mentally. I'm telling you, from experience, it's gonna take you down mentally, and it doesn't help you get to your goal. If you're able to get off your chest and understand what you're frustrated about or what is making you feel this way, you can try and set a plan to like try and take steps towards that. And I'm telling you, it's gonna take time. It's not gonna be overnight. But having that mental fortitude will take you a long way in college athletics and even in life. And obviously it's easier said than done. You're gonna have those days. You're gonna have those days where nothing's going your way and you just lost. But it's okay to sit back and take a day to reset yourself. Obviously still go through it. Like, if you have obligations, you gotta go through your obligations, but it's okay to let yourself reset to get a better gauge on what you need to do next. And that kind of leads into my third tip, which would be to have patience. Patience is a virtue. Patience is a really big virtue, especially in athletics, because you got to think about it. You got to think about the outside perspective when you're coming into a college sport. When you come in and the people they bring in around you that are your same age, your same class, they're all the best of the best of wherever they were. Like, college is a culmination of the best in the country, all coming together to make teams to play a sport at the top level. That goes for D1, D2, D3, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what division. It's all those guys coming together who were the key guys in high school and like, or key guys growing up. And you got to understand that some people may get opportunities before you, but if you just stay consistent and stay the course, it's all doing the little things right and just putting yourself in the best spot for when that opportunity comes to you, you're able to just pounce on it and run with it. And and I can give you guys an example. Like, coming out of high school, I thought I was going to go big. Not really, but it's like, I thought I would be able to, get a scholarship and play, play for a team. And that didn't happen. Was I frustrated? Of course I was frustrated. Things happened during my high school career that I wish didn't happen to me, but it built who I was. And once getting into URI, start playing ball, I learned that patience really is like really is key to succeeding in this industry of athletics, because if you aren't patient and make rash decisions, it could really mess up your career. I've watched people make very rash decisions and it messed up their career. And it's sad to see, and it's hard to see, especially when you've grown close with someone, or you've been cool with that person, you watch their career, and for it to end the way it does, it's very scary. It's very scary how quickly someone's career can end, whether they want it to or not. And I'm telling y'all, if y'all stay patient, I stayed patient, and I finally got my opportunity to go play, and I ran with it. Like that's the mentality that I have, is that once I get my opportunity, I'm not letting it go, because I'm never taking it for granted. I'm never ever taking anything for granted. Throughout college, throughout my life, anything I get, any opportunity I get, I'm forever grateful for it. I'm forever grateful for any of this. And being able to say that I've played Division I college football, like not just I was on a team, not just I played. I was a scout team player, and I was on the team. I've played. It's not a lot of people can say that. Not a lot of people can say that, and I'm forever grateful for it. You may not get what you want, but people see you. If, like I'm telling y'all, if you can ball, if you can play ball, and you are good, someone's gonna find you. It may not be the opportunity you want. You might want something bigger, but someone's gonna find you, and someone's gonna give you a chance. I'm telling y'all, don't take that chance for granted, because you never know if that's your one and only chance. For me, this is my one and only chance. Out of high school, I didn't really have anything, so it was my shot in the dark, and I'm forever grateful that I took that shot, and it's allowed me to do all this, and it's allowed me to live out my dream so far, and I'm going to continue to live my dream till hopefully I make it to the league. And if it does, it does. If it doesn't, I know that at the end of my career, I've lived exactly how I wanted to. I didn't take anything for granted. I won't live with any regrets about my career. Tip number 4 for my football guys. That one was more general college, special teams. Special teams will get your foot in the door. For me, I was a walk-on. And through my freshman year, I was just, scout team, trying to, get better. And I saw how much special teams can impact a game. But I also saw how much opportunity you get from being on special teams. Even guys in the NFL, like, people get roster spots and get contract extensions because of how well they do special teams, how well they just give their all and are a team, a role player. Like, obviously not everyone's going to be able to be a star player, but if you have your role and you're playing special teams, like, for example, Matthew Slater on the Patriots. I don't know if anyone who knows the Patriots, like all my New England people know who Matthew Slater is. He's been in the league for like almost 20 years just playing special teams. He came in the draft as a wide receiver and just made his name as a special teams guy. He uses it all in special teams, and he's made a career out of it. But you can make a career out of anything. I'm telling you, like, I'm trying to make a career out of this, like another career on top of football. Just having those avenues, you can make a career out of special teams. Well, it won't be the flashiest, but it will get your foot in the door to bigger opportunities. Like for me, going into last year, my freshman year, I eventually got to being a 2 on the special team because of how much work I had put into it and how much I wanted to, push forward and how much effort I was giving. And coaches see that, and they will try to give you an opportunity, some way of getting on that field or getting on the bus to travel. I earned my way traveling because of special teams. I got to be a backup, and I earned me the spot to travel the rest of the year after halfway through the season. And then going into this year, I got my opportunities from showing out on special teams during training camp. Got my foot in the door, and I started on punt return. And then next thing you know it, by halfway through the season, I'm on all 4 special teams and I'm starting. Like, think about it. I'm a defensive back that was on kick return. There's not a lot of DBs that do that. I was blocking, but I did it to get on the field in any means possible. And it opened a lot more doors for me. Like, playing all 4 of those special teams, eventually I worked my way onto the defense. Because being a 1 and 2 on special teams, you start to practice more with the defense, and being as familiar I was with tip number 1, the playbook, with how confident I was with myself in the playbook, I was able to execute and show that I can do more than special teams as well, and I can help the team in any way possible. And that got me the foot in the door to go on defense. And now the sky's the limit. It's all a matter of how much I want it. Whoever's watching, if you know me, I want it bad. And I will scratch and claw to get to where I want to go. So I'm telling y'all, don't knock special teams. If you strictly just play special teams, I'm telling you, bro, it will provide you an opportunity. Just keep going. And my final tip for the video would be time management. That is one of the key things to get into college. This doesn't even apply to just college athletes. This applies to people in general when you go to college. Time management is your best friend. Me in high school, I loved to procrastinate. And I loved putting stuff off to the last minute and then handing in the assignment. And it caused a lot of stress. Because I was being lazy and I didn't want to. I was like, this assignment isn't due till tomorrow at midnight. Okay, I'm going to wait till 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. And we're all guilty of that. A lot of us are guilty of that. Waiting till the last minute to submit something. But I'm telling you, in college, it's a lot harder to get away with it. And I'm telling you that from experience. My first semester was very, very tough. Because I didn't manage my time well. And especially for athletes, I'm telling y'all, because a big chunk of y'all day is taken up by athletics itself. So you gotta really manage your time, because think about it, you got practices, you got meetings in the you got morning meetings, you got night meetings, you got study hall, and on top of that you gotta go to class and you gotta get your work done. So it's like, and then you gotta go figure out what you're eating and all that stuff and all that. Like, it's hard to fit that all into 24 hours, but you gotta find a way. And I'm telling y'all from my experience, let me tell y'all my last year in the fall as a freshman. There's in college, there's gonna be more days. There's gonna be certain days where you can have more time to yourself than other days. And for me, my Thursday was my busiest day, and I'm being so real, and anyone who's played with me or was with me during that time knows my Thursdays my freshman year were rough. I would, to give you all an example, I would wake up at 5:45, go get taped. I had meetings at 6:45. After meetings at 6:45, we'd have special teams at 7:15. Get done at 7:50. Then we would go out, practice 8 o'clock to 10:15. almost 2.5 hour practice. Get done with that, then I gotta go shower. And I would go shower, go back to my dorm, get my bag ready for school. Get my bag ready and stuff, make sure I was ready for the day. Because then at 12:30, I had my first class. It was from 12:30 to 1:15. Not even, 12:30 to 1:45. Then I had another class at 2 o'clock. Which then took to 3:15, and then at 3:30 I had another class till 4:45. And then on top of that, after getting done with all of that, I still had to go to study hall. So I'm telling y'all, use y'all time wisely, because it will get draining. I'm telling y'all, especially freshman athletes, you're gonna have to go to study hall. You're gonna have to. Regardless of what your GPA is, you're gonna have to go to study hall. And I'm telling you, get as much work as you can done in study hall, because it will save you in the long run. You'll have way more time to yourself, and you'll feel a lot more relaxed and a lot less stressed and able to enjoy your time in college than worrying about when the next assignment due, when is this due, when is this due. If you plan out your day, I would advise everyone to get a planner, or what I do is I use the sticky notes application on my MacBook, and I just put it in my top left corner every time I get an assignment. I just write up there, write the due date. So then I can look at it at the end, like when I'm done with all my classes and I'm like, all right, I gotta do some work. I set aside some time to do my work. I look, I'm like, all right, what do I have to do? And what's the best way to plan out my days coming up to those assignments being due to get these knocked out as easily and early as possible so I don't stress about it later and I can enjoy myself. So that's gonna be really, really important when you go, especially in your first semester, because those classes aren't gonna be as hard as you do later on. And once you develop that skill of time management your freshman year, it's gonna be way easier to apply it your sophomore, junior, senior year when the classes do get harder and it's more demanding. So now you already have that system down where you can knock those out and you don't stress about it even when you're taking a higher level course. So I really emphasize learning that time management. Do not procrastinate. I repeat, do not procrastinate. Those are my 5 tips that I've learned playing D1 football in college. I hope y'all enjoyed. I don't know if y'all like this certain types of videos. If you want me to do more sit down videos, let me know down in the comments below. And also if you want me to talk about more experience I've had playing college football or being in college, like you want more experience to sit down just talking to y'all, giving y'all my experiences and stuff, or like story times, like just let me know. Like I'm trying all new things this year and I'm trying to grow as much as possibly can. We're coming up soon next month on a year of this channel being around, and I'm forever grateful for the amount of support I've received on any video I've had. If you've watched one of my videos, I cannot thank y'all enough. Like, this is something I really wanted to do since I was a kid, and you know, I finally built up the courage to, you know what, I'm gonna try and pursue this and see what I can do with this. So, you know, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let me know about any of that stuff. And also, if you're in college right now, or you're an athlete right now, if you have some tips, just drop it down in the comments as well. I'd love to look at what you guys feel or learned going through college or going through athletics. You know, I would love to see what you guys learn, and maybe I can apply it too, because obviously I'm applying all those things still. Like I'm not perfect. I'm still applying and trying to better myself at those certain things. So yeah, I appreciate y'all for tuning into this video. I don't know when this is gonna go up, but appreciate y'all for real. And I'm gonna have more videos on the way. I promise y'all it's gonna be a lot more consistent this year. And God bless.